This is our final panel, and then we'll have our closing. And so I bring you the two people that just did a Herculean activity, Tom Bowman from Bowman Change and Deb Morrison, a learning scientist from University of Washington, who took the synthesis, the dialogue, everything that was put forth and created the framework, and then rapidly responded to 2 rounds of reviews and gave it to you today. I believe in the roadmap, which will be linked in the chat, you'll have access to this. We're going to give you direct access to this through this panel. So Tom and Deb, please guide us to how the community can make this even better. Oops.
Tom, just one pause for a sec. Yep, there you go.
All right. Sorry about that technology stuff. I just opened by saying, if it strikes you as patriarchal that I'm speaking before Deb does, I just want you to know that's a running joke between the two of us. So we're aware of it. This is where the framework process shifts back to you. You know, when I got started in this process, I was really scratching my head thinking, how do you get your arms around something as big as a national strategy for public empowerment, education, and engagement in a society as diverse as ours? And the answer turns out to be that you guys provided that through the dialogue inputs, the contributions that you made. The inputs are insightful, they're credible, they're deep and thorough, and they are truly inspiring. And we have all heard from the 2 panels that came before. So first of all, bravo, and thank you for what you've contributed. Our job as the writing team has been to consolidate your voices into a coherent and easy to follow narrative that we hope will be inspiring. And so a big thanks, first of all, to the dialogue facilitators and the rapporteurs, Isatis, Haley, and Frank, for consolidating all of the inputs from the dialogues into the summaries that they passed on to us to use to do this writing work. We have incorporated everything that was said in those summaries, and we didn't leave anything out. And we did our best to express it in your voices. And so we hope that you hear your voices mirrored back to you when you read this document. That's our goal. So as Frank said, this has been through 2 rounds of review already. The first draft went to the coordinators, the coordinating team, who provided comments. And thanks again to Isatis and Haley and Frank for consolidating those for us. We responded to each and every comment. We left nothing out again, and amended the draft. And then it went to a group of about 20 strategic reviewers, most of whom did not participate in the dialogues. We think it was really important to have outside readers who have deep knowledge about various aspects of ACE review what we were writing and respond to it with fresh eyes and let us know where it was weak, where it was strong. Again, we went through each and every comment, and you'll see in the dialogue, in the document at the end, there are a couple of appendices, and you'll see who those strategic reviewers were. And all of those comments are in this version. So now it goes out to you for comment. And I wanted to set this up a little bit for context. Our job wasn't to provide a deep dive into any of the many aspects of ACE, because there just isn't really the possibility in a framework to do a deep dive into everything. Rather, what we want to do is name and describe the issues that really matter to this community, and to provide enough context for them that when policymakers and members of our communities read this document, they'll understand what it is that we're talking about, and we're asking the federal government to do, and we're asking all of ourselves to do as we do this work. So what we're most interested to hear now is do you see your concerns and your insights? Do you see yourself reflected in this draft? If you don't, we want to know why. Where don't you see yourself reflected? And we'd love to have you tell us why something isn't reflecting who you are and what you care about, so that we don't misinterpret what you're trying to tell us. Is there anything really significant that we've omitted? And likewise, is there anything really important that we haven't expressed with the right nuance or the right language to capture its import in the work that you do? There's a way I like to think about this level of review, because there are going to be a lot of people giving input, and we don't want to overwhelm Haley and Isatis and Frank or ourselves with a billion comments, but we want to see each and every salient comment that is really crucial. So a question I always ask myself, I think it's helpful, is there anything I can't live with in this document? That's sort of a way that I help prioritize the things that are really crucial from the things I would like, but might be the part of the next round of work, of the developing of the actual strategy and the implementing of that strategy. So if there's anything you can't live with, please tell us about it, and please tell us why, so that we can understand what's going on. Remember that Deb and I will not know who you are. We're blind to where the comments come from, and that's an important part of this process. So we're relying most heavily just on the way you express yourself to us, so that we can integrate it into what we're doing. And the last thing I'll say before turning this over to Deb is, please don't feel obligated to proofread. Proofreading comes later, and we have a process to handle that. So we suspect there will be comma faults here and there, possibly a misspelling or two. We don't mind you telling us, but don't feel that that's an obligation that you have. Okay, Deb, you want to take it from there?
Thank you. So we're going to put the slides back up here and have a look at the roadmap and put that link into the chat for folks, as it's something you've been asking for. We want to make sure that you have a way to find all of this. So in our roadmap, we'll have a link here to the community review form, and this will help you be able to go through and respond to the draft. As you might imagine, it's a relatively long document, longer than we intended actually, but we wanted to make sure we covered all of the details of the thought that was put into it by everyone. So we do need to be able to carefully track. So while so many people are responding, we want to make sure that you're using the form, our entry form, because that creates a spreadsheet for us that we're able to actually go through it and document that we've captured everybody's comment and how we've captured it. So thank you very much for that. We also need folks to do it in our timeline to help us stay on schedule. So we are committed to publishing the strategic framework on November 30th and in briefing policymakers before the first of the year. And to be able to do that, we internally are working around our own lives and professional careers and everything else, as well as all of yours. So we need to make sure that everybody's feedback is incorporated in a way that we can also make sense of it and respond to it. Tom and I spent a lot of time on the phone with each other, really going through these details. So we need time to integrate your comments into the final draft and to ensure time for layout and design. So the sooner you submit your review, the more time that we have to be able to consolidate that. And really think through how to address concerns that are more challenging. I noted in the comments and questions today, there was a number of things around linguistic issues, so inclusive versus expansive, things like that. We are also trying to address language in a way that's not too academic, which is ironic coming from the academic here. But we are really trying to make sure that we are using everyday language that's going to really be understandable for policymakers in the community at large. So if you are suggesting language that is different, and we have had many of the reviewers who suggested some great changes, so please do provide us with some kind of footnote or other thing that might help us understand that more clearly, because without that context, it's hard to make a decision to shift language on such a community generated document. So you'll see the roadmap itself will have line numbers, and the form will help you enter around that, and we can go to the form itself. And so the form will have a way for you to actually put your comment type, the line, the detail that you need as you go through it. We really do appreciate it. And there's the email there, the usaceplan@gmail.com, to be able to send things in. We did have a ability to fill it in offline because an online form gets a little tricky for some folks who might have internet challenges. So that's very helpful, and also for integration. All right, with that, please dig in and send your thoughts to us. We're eager to see them. And both of us, I think I can speak for Tom on this one, both of us have learned so much from the feedback provided.
Yeah,
So thank you very much for all your contributions and your thoughts.
absolutely.
Comments?
Just one quick thing while we're on this slide. If you want to, we're going to do signatories in this process, but you can't sign on to something until it's finished. So if you want to be considered, or you want us to reach out to you when this is finally done, and while you're here, just put in your email, either your individual or your organizational, and just say, just signal to us what kind of role you want to play. This will be happening after November 30th. We have to get through the review first. And just to be clear, we want those to be finished and to us, so Tom and Deb and all of us have time to do this November 6th. So if you're a little late, let us know. We understand. We're accommodating, but at the same time, I don't want to blow up the process. So just, please consider that, but stay with us.
And Frank, just before we pass it totally back to you, the question about the questions that Tom named, yes, we will include those somewhere in the review document so that people can see those. Thank you very much for that. Go ahead.
We'll work that out. So Isatis, you're back. Let's do it. Let's close this thing out.
All right. It's been so fun to have you all here in the dialogues and in this event. So we are very eager to hear from your comments and include them. Just a reminder again, November 6th. I know it's super close to the election, but really appreciate to have them because it takes some time to go over them and respond to them. And that's what Tom and Deb want to do. So let's make sure that we make their job easier. And if not, like if you need a little bit of more time, please let us know so that we know that there are more comments that are coming and that we can plan for that and just make sure that we coordinate. So, but please say November 6th. If we can keep it there, that would be amazing. Yeah, so I think that we go to the thank you, or what is it? Can you move to the next?
Yep, sorry.
Next one.
Yeah, that's snappy. I got it.
Okay, great. Awesome. So we have had such a great amount of people that have signed up. If you still have not filled the participant characteristic survey, that is really important for us so that we know who are you, where you're coming from, and that we can represent that in the broad scope of who is in this framework. So if you can go to the roadmap, to the upper right is participant characteristic survey, you can fill it in. If you have already done so, thank you so much.
Awesome. And so just a great deal of thanks to the coordinating team. This is a group of people who've been working for quite some time to make this all possible. It's been a lot of work, but we think that it's all totally worth it. So a great deal of thanks to this wonderful team of people, and also to Haley Krim. She's been just like awesome in keeping us all, and you can see her, all the stuff she's doing in the chat. So just a special shout out to Haley for all her work that's making this possible. Plus the writing team, got to call out that writing team. The fact that you guys pulled this off is just stunning. So one other thing to note as we close out our launch to the community review is there's been some sponsors and partners who've been making this happen. There's been some thought leaders with the ECOS network and the Clean network that have been really carrying the kind of the momentum for this to get to here, and then growing it with all the people who've participated both institutionally and individually. So the funding from the Spencer Foundation afforded us the ability to pay people for their time who've been playing critical roles. That is rare that gets done. And if the Spencer Foundation had not done that and the Wild Center had not enabled that to happen, it wouldn't have, we've got closer to equity in time and respect for people's time. So a great deal of appreciation there. And also Citizens Climate Lobby. These webinars and dialogues all supported by their infrastructure. So having infrastructure partners, really important. So again, guys, great deal of thanks. Really appreciate everything that's been done, but we're not all the way there. So let's keep on going.